So let's talk about the current state of women. Um, and I have to be careful because YouTube treats me differently because I'm a man. I'm a white man, and I can't say certain things because people will get offended because they're weak. So I have to be careful about what I say because I'm not trying to bully anybody. I'm just trying to uh, speak the truth. So Lindsay Clancy, whatever, she killed her three kids allegedly. Um, Strangled them to death, little babies, and that's disgusting. But it's even more appalling all of the women coming out in support of her. You know, she raised like what $1 million for her GoFundMe. You know, that's kind of like me coming out supporting any serial killer who goes and kills women and being like, yeah, they're just psychotic, but I sympathize. How would I be viewed? Do they not think like they're saying that they sympathize with a woman who's a psychopath, regardless if it was medication induced or postpartum syndrome, depression? I mean, you can say like any of these schizophrenia, any of these type of like psychopathic tendencies or whatever, murderers did anyway, but we still get rid of them. We still treat them horribly. We still look down on them. Doesn't matter what they went through as a child. It doesn't matter like if they had the most cruel life and upbringing. No, they went and killed innocent people. We look down on them. We don't sympathize with them. And this is why we have a demographic collapse. This is why we're not having kids. You know, there's a lot of reasons. Economic is like the big one. And I've stated we don't have a lot of social support nowadays. You know, you hear that it takes a village to raise a child. We don't really have that anymore. The grandparents don't really want anything to do with their grandkids, or they pretty much didn't want nothing to do with their own kids. So it's like we're raised in that environment. It's like, well, fine, we just won't have kids ourselves. But it's pretty sad state. So this is another reason why, out of all the plethora of reasons why, a lot of men are just like me. I mean, I still want to date. You know, I still like have that hope. I still have that wanting to connect with somebody. I see a woman that I've never seen before, and I'm like, oh, she's pretty attractive. But in the back of my mind, I think to myself, I can't sustain that. I can't compete with the internet. Well, also, now, I mean, we've seen this with like the political stuff and like how women are so radical with their politics. They're not family friendly nowadays. And this is why I got a problem with the manosphere. It's like, go for the young women. It's like the young women are the big problem. And I get it because, like, listen, man, I'm not trying to bully anybody, but I'm just saying my own personal experience. I try to date women my own age, and I got burned by a couple of them, and they just showed extreme immaturity. I thought, you know, hey, listen, I'll date a woman my age or a little bit older because I think I'll get like the maturity, like I'll get the stableness, and then it turned out they just were. I might as well dated like a 20-year-old. Maybe they were slightly more mature than them. But here's a thing too that nobody talks about is, since we have access to so much information, there's no naivety anymore. Since we have the internet and we know so much, people aren't. Nothing seems fresh, nothing seems new anymore because we know so much. So, I guess what I'm trying to say with that is, there's young women used to have like a naive. I'm trying to think of the other word, but anyway, they used to look at the world in a different way, and I don't think that women have changed. I think that they've always been like this. They're hypergamy. They're into hypergamy. If I don't do something good enough, then they find somebody else that does something better. Then they always want the best deal that they can get. So I just think the environment's changed drastically. This is an anti-family environment that we're in. I don't know what else to say. It's constant threat of negativity. There's so much negativity out here. It's demoralizing. You don't see very much family-friendly environments. When I was growing up, you wouldn't see people wearing shirts or having curse words on their trucks, but now it's kind of normal. In fact, I was playing WWE last night, and they had like a little skit, and they said "badass Billy Gunn," and it's just like, that would be rare back in the day, but now it's like nothing. It's almost like it's okay for kids to say it nowadays. But yeah, those are a couple of the reasons. But a huge reason is women. Like, they're just unattractive. They don't want to be wives and mothers. I mean, they would rather just be on here making videos in front of an audience of older men that they would never give a chance anyway. But they're getting a like, and they're getting like, I think that women are completely immersed in the Matrix. So raising kids, it doesn't have a lot of short-term dopamine stuff. But when it's like long-term, you don't see them grow in the moment. You just kind of wake up and you're like, wow, these days wow, they're this old. Now they're doing this. That's crazy. And you do see some rewards where you're like, oh, that's cool. Like, you teach them something. But like, for the most part, the daily grind of raising kids is pretty damn boring. And I just don't think, with like how saturated we are with our dopamine receptors nowadays, constant stimulation, that a lot of women can handle it anymore. They just don't want to do it. It's not rewarding enough because they don't get the short-term satisfaction as quickly as coming on here, making a video, making a live and getting a lot of attention. And it's just like, yeah, we live in a completely fake, superficial society. And you can tell that because, like, when I put a video out, yesterday, and I mispronounce words because I'm not that intelligent, number one, and I am tongue tied. Sometimes I have problems saying different words at specific times. But I made a TikTok yesterday, and what is it? People attack the superficial things because I said wound instead of womb. They attack the spelling. They don't attack the argument, they attack the spelling. And that's the society we live in. It's just like, dude, like, are you perfect? We have this stigma that we have to walk around and never make a mistake. We have to be perfect all the time. We have to, like, we can never show any type of weakness. Like, when you make a mistake, that's a weakness. You know what I mean? You have to, again, at work, if you don't know something, you have to go to somebody that knows, and they help fix your mistake. You learn. But in this society, we're not allowed to show that we've made mistakes. We're not allowed to show, like, yeah, we are the person. The person we are now is a lot stronger, but I'm a culmination of different mistakes I've made, lessons I've learned. And nobody sees that. And it's just like the internet, you know what I mean? You go on any of these social media sites and people are just putting out, like, their best pictures and all the great stuff that's happening in their lives. Meanwhile, in the background, you don't see the depression. You don't see the anxiety. You don't see the struggle. You just see this persona. And this is what everybody puts on, like this fortress of a persona that it looks like you're perfect. And if you think to yourself, well, I'm not that good in this area, then there's something wrong with you. Because when you look at somebody like, and this is what women seem to go based off, is when you look at somebody successful, you don't see all the stuff that they went through to get where they're at. Just take Hitler, for example. You don't see, like, all the times that he was hit back. Like, we see, obviously, he conquered Germany. Obviously, there's a lot of people that died because of World War II. But you don't see, like, all the times that he tried to go into leadership and got hit back. The momentum took a hit. You don't see that. And this is what happens in the modern day and age, is, like, people don't want to reveal any type of weakness to show that, hey, I'm not perfect. And it's almost like people think you're just born with the perfect image. When you see people out and you think that they have it all together, they're just pretending like they do to keep up appearances, and they don't have it all together. I don't care who it is. There's somebody, like, you can look at the most successful person. Would that be Elon or Jeff Bezos? You don't think that they have flaws? You don't think that they make mistakes? and like on here on social media, I always get bombarded with do this, be that, be successful, do this routine, and be like them. It's like, no, I'm not gonna be like them if I do that routine. Might be a little bit more successful in my life, but I'm never gonna be at their level. So it's unnecessary. And then women see all this stuff on the internet, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, and they don't have like any self-reflection. They come on here, they sound like they know what they're talking about, but they're like, they don't really know what they're talking about. They come on here, like I've seen a couple saying like the patriarchy is dead, and the matriarchy is like, listen, the only way we're going to have a matriarchy is if robots take all the jobs. That's it. Because you still have to rely on men. They have a false sense of security because they can call the police. They're single, right? They're living on their own. They feel pretty damn safe. They feel pretty confident. Now, why is that? Because they feel like the police will come and protect them. Well, what if the police say, well, you know what? We're not going to protect you no more because you're a woman. You don't think that that's possible? If things get bad enough, like, it'll get harsh out here. You look at Gary, Indiana right now, and those people have been out without power for like 12 days. And I seen something on the internet saying that some of the crews who are trying to restore the power were getting shot at by some of these people. It's like, that's something I was like thinking of, like that could happen. Like if I go into one of these bad areas and I'm trying to do like a service, like repair the roads or something, and you get shot and killed because you're trying to make the neighborhood better. If it gets bad enough, then people will be like, nah, we're good. Just figure it out your own. I don't know what to tell you. Just figure it out on your own. And we might get to that point. I don't know if we will, but you can't sit here and say men are crap while completely relying on us for everything. Like I was thinking to myself, I'm not a misogynist. I do hate a lot of American women, but I'm more of a chauvinist, or I just know that I'm pretty much better than most of them and everything. Now, you stack one on one, like you stack them up one on one. Of course, they're gonna have some categories that they're better, and they have specialties. They've been, training in that specialty their whole life. Of course, they're gonna be better than me. But generally speaking, when you stack me up against all of them, I'm pretty much better than them at most things. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. I mean, listen, I raised a family of my own, and they came out pretty solid. They're productive members of society. I left money all around the house when they were growing up. They never stole from me. I think I did a pretty solid job. Was I perfect? No, but I think I did a pretty good job. It's like, we're going to get to a point that we're going to look at them and be like, what are you really offering society? What are you offering? Because what you should be offering is, you want to be a wife, you want to be a mother, you want to take care of your kids, you want to have a nice family, a nice system, not not a family of like followers on TikTok. No, your immediate family that you see, that you can hug, that you can see, like you could teach things to, that you can have different experiences with, like take them to different places. That's what we need. We don't need any more celebrity wannabes. We don't need any more like I don't want to. Whenever I see a woman talking on the internet, and this has been up for a few years now, I just don't care what they have to say. I just, and I'm not saying that they're not smarter than me. Some of them are smarter than me for sure. There's a lot of women that are smarter than me overall. But can that same woman be as athletic as me? Is she going to be as physically strong? No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, generally speaking, I'm just better. I just am. And most of us are. And they're just, I think that they're just jealous. You can't say men suck while relying on us. You can't. Now, if your society was a bunch, and they'll say, oh, 65% of the women, 65% of the women are, can I say this? 65% of the workforce are women. I guess that's true. But what jobs are they really doing? Are they doing the real jobs that need to be done? Like physical jobs? Are they creating stuff? Now, I do see there's women that I work with. I've worked with women, but like it's male dominated. All of these hard jobs are always male dominant. I've never worked at a place where it takes grit and determination to get through the day that women are dominating. It's all, you'll have a couple sprinkled women, and honestly, it's becoming more so nowadays. I am seeing more than when I first started out. So I am seeing more. They are coming more into our spaces. But are they that good? Do they need a man's help to lift something where a man could just do it by himself? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it's just, what is the problem? Are you, oh my goodness, like, you get to stay at home and all you have to do is clean the house and take care of the kids? I'm not saying that that's not difficult, and I'm not saying that's not like one of the most important jobs there is. I think that being a stay-at-home mom is definitely probably top 5, top 3 jobs in this whole world. Maybe it's the number 1 job. Maybe number 2. Now I understand, oh, you need to have 2 parents that take care of the household expenses. No, you don't. You really don't, okay? You can have you don't need both parents working full time. You really don't. Now with the healthcare, this is what pisses me off, is the damn healthcare. Like with all the innovation and technology, why is healthcare so expensive still? Yeah, it needs to like chill out. They can chill out. They've made enough money. I don't know what to tell you. You need to start taking care of people. That's what you're in business for, taking care of people, making sure that people are healthy. Not to be getting rich. But, yeah, you just have to accept a more humble life, and then maybe in the future you'll have something better. Maybe you'll have kids that actually succeed instead of like going and ended up in prison because you're a single mom. Or you're just by yourself. Hey, listen, man, if you wanna live on your own for the rest of your life, that's fine. But understand, you're relying on men. You're relying on men to come and take your trash from the curb. You're relying on us to go ahead and work on the power lines in these storms, putting ourselves at risk. Going into like these pipes to unclog something. I don't know. Most women aren't doing these jobs. Maybe they do, and you should if you want to. Yeah, we're tapping out because we don't really have any incentive to want to work hard anymore to be their best version. For what? A woman who thinks that she's a guy, um, mentally, so she's ultra masculine, and she doesn't want to be a mom. She doesn't want to be a wife. She just wants to be with a lot of different guys. Like, why does that make me work hard? I'm not special. Like, these women coming on here and bragging that they slept with a bunch of men, it's not a flex. It's not like it's a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, how can you come on here and act like sleeping with a lot of men is a badge of honor, like it's something that's hard? You know how easy it is for a woman to get laid? It's incredibly easy for a woman to get laid if she wants to. She has to like fight off guys. Every single woman out here has to. It doesn't even matter if she could be the lowest of the low. She's fighting off guys. It shouldn't be like this, but it is, and it's stupid. But for men, no, we have to check all these boxes. We have to make sure our finances are good. We have to make sure that our social status is good. Obviously, we have to look good too. It takes a little bit less to maintain us. Now some of us put on makeup like Cavicular. So, and it seems like women like that. Like, this is what's confusing about women. Like, do you guys like the gruff masculine man, or do you like the feminine metrosexual guy that puts makeup on his face and has fake muscles and stuff like that? Because it seems like that's what women are going for, like Cavicular. Like, they'll throw everything away for this guy, for a fraud. And that's what's confusing too, because it seems like a good portion of women are going to a Cavicular, not the average guy. Oh no, he has an average job, but he's not exciting. Yeah, he's stable. He's a good man. He's gonna treat you good. He's not gonna cheat on you. He's probably gonna give his life up to protect yours. He's gonna be a good father to your kids. Chances of him cheating on you are probably slim. You go with somebody like Cavicular, you're gonna share him, but it's like you're not gonna lock him down. And they want to go for that guy. They don't care about the average guy anymore. And it's crazy because, like, 10 years ago, I did really good in the dating market. 10, 15 years ago. Before COVID, I did pretty good. So I think that had some type of effect on our society. Society has changed since COVID. Not just money-wise, but socially. But this is why we're not having kids no more. It's kind of like, what do I have to pick from? A woman who wants me to be fine with her going and sleeping with other men? A woman who doesn't want to have kids? And all these women, there's a lot of women posting videos of themselves, like, upset that they have kids. And it's so crazy to me that some of them are even like splashing water on a little infant. It's like, why would you do that? I know it's like giving a bath is kind of harmless, but it's just like, it's kind of gross. Like you're filming yourself kind of like torturing your kid, throwing water on its head. It's like giving it a bath, right? But it's like, could you imagine growing up and seeing your mom do that to you as a baby? And that's what they don't think about. They don't think about when their kids grow up and they go back on their social media. Maybe their friends go on their mom's social media and they see that. They see that, oh, I wish I never had my kid. I hate my kid. What happens if their kid ends up being really, really successful? Oh. You expect young men to want to have kids with these women. It's just ridiculous. And I wish things were different, but it's not. It's like this because I think it's the internet. The internet is the problem. Social media is the problem. I think that we should probably limit some stuff to different communities. Like, it's our job to create a community and create entertainment and stuff for the community so it's safe. So it's not adult themed, so it's more family orientated. We don't have to know everything about everything all the damn time. And that's where we're at. We kind of feel like we have to know everything about everything. I've recently I'm just like, for me, the big social media influencer, I'm kind of like, I don't care. Swipe. I don't care what they have to say. I just think that this is a lot of women want to be social media influencers. And I just think that that's a dying field, honestly. I think that it's not. I think if I feel like it's looking like it's cringe right now, if I feel like it, chances are at some point in the near future, mass society will feel. I think I kind of am ahead of the game a little bit. I feel things a little bit quicker than the masses. And I think that the social media influencer, which I don't know about now, I think we're kind of getting tired of them. I think that we're in a stage of we're kind of getting burnt out. You know, we're seeing the grift. We're seeing that they're slaves to the algorithm. So, like, if they do this one topic all the time, let's just say, like, they're all for men rights, right? Let's just say I'm a woman influencer, like what's that redhead? I forgot her name. Good. She's irrelevant anyway. Saying like, oh, men's this is what men are going through, but I guarantee you, as soon as her views take a dip and she goes into like feminist, like, hey, I like feminist stuff, and all of a sudden her views go up, that's what they do. And I think that we see this. I think that people are starting to notice this, and it's just kind of like we're getting annoyed. We're feeling like it's nothing's genuine anymore. It was cool. Now it's not. Now it's not. Not the whole grift or anything like that, but the whole like being a popular, making money off of the internet. It was like the number one thing that kids wanted to be, social media influencer. But I think it's not really worth it. Because at the end of the day, to be a social media influencer, you still have to rely on the company. So you're an employee. You're still an employee. So if you make content that gets you banned, you can make content that gets you banned. Where's your income coming from? So you have to like sell stuff. So they're basically like salesmen. So they're like salesmen, and like They're just marketing. That's all they are, just marketing and say whatever they have to say to get views. That's all that matters. They don't really care about the causes that they act like they support. Some of them might be, but a lot of them I just don't think. I just think that they hit an algorithm spike and they just continued with the grift because it got them views. It got them popular. And I think that a lot of people in the future are just going to kind of be done with them, you know? And people will call, oh, you're a hypocrite because you're making social media. Yeah, I guess you can say that, but I'm not popular. And these are like my authentic views. I want to see society better. I don't want to see people getting fired because something they said on the internet. Like that's something that I would like to know too. Like how long are we going to, like, let's just say you can say like, okay, I said some recent things, I got fired, get me fired. But what if I said some really nasty things 5 years ago, but I'm not that same person? Am I still gonna get fired because of that? That's what's kind of crazy about the internet. Unless I'm breaking the law, I don't know why I should get fired. It's kind of weird. Unless I'm the face, if I'm the face of the company, but if I'm behind the scenes, who cares? And these people are just that's all they want to do is get people fired. It's like, and a lot of them are women that are trying to get people fired. A lot of weak men. Man, I don't know why that woman decided to kill her kids. And then a couple days later, a woman slit her kids' throats, like three kids' throats. She said goodbye to, told the dad to say goodbye to his kids. I don't know. This is why I say we need to bring in, the only immigrants we need to bring in are women that want to be wives and mothers. That's it. We don't need no more feminists. We don't need no more guys coming here. Like, we need to shut the guys off. We already have more guys than women here anyway. So like we don't not only like, you know how like rare it is to find feminine women, like truly feminine women, especially at some level they're a feminist, but just that light-hearted, caring, not fake caring, not outrage caring, but general, like they want to see, like, I would like to see our society get back to, I can't wait to go to grandma's house. You don't say, when I was growing up, it wasn't, hey, I can't wait to go to grandpa's house. No, it was, I want to go see grandma. You want to see grandma. Women are supposed to bring us together. And that's the big problem with my situation. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend. So I had to substitute bringing, because I'm a guy. I mean, it doesn't take much. My kids are low social maintenance. It doesn't take much. I'm always here if they need to talk about something, but I'm not the damn glue. I can't do everything. You know what I mean? I'm not the social glue that brings us all together. So I got a cat. I'm like, hey, I didn't get a cat. I'm like, hey, you guys can get a cat. So the cat brings us together a little bit. That's what a woman should do. But what is the current state of the woman? Just over sexualizing themselves. Like, there's nothing left to the fantasy at all. Like, everything about them is just, not all women, but why do I am like more attracted to women that are all covered up? I seen a picture of the Terminator woman. Linda McMahon or Linda something. But she was the star of all the Terminators. They had like a reunion or whatever, and she was wearing like this long dress and something, you know, all covered up. I'm like, that's so attractive. And I think I remember in the movie she did like she probably did nudity or something, or some type of sex scene. Yeah, Hollywood, can you quit with the sex scenes? I mean, you know how uncomfortable that shit is. It's so. You go to watch a movie and it's like you don't. Does this really need to happen in here? So dumb, but yeah, she's all. I'm like, dude, she looks really. Why am I so attracted to her? And then I see like this um, Instagram fitness model or something on TikTok or Twitter, and she has everything perfect, everything's skin tight, but I'm less attracted to her. Physically, yeah, I'm like, yeah, she looks really, really hot, but there's, because I think I want more than just like one-time physical intimacy. And like I said, if we're going to continue the society, we're going to have to make prostitution legal. And I think that that's bad. I think that that's bad. I think it's better if we have families. That's what I think. I think society works really well with families. And if you think differently, then just look at the disparity of the black communities. It's usually single moms on welfare. Their kids end up in prison or pregnant or continuing on welfare. Like, is that what we want? It's not just like systems. I'm not talking about financial systems. It's having a nuclear family and we have our roles. I, as the man, go out, provide and protect. You, as the woman, you nurture our family. You take care of the house inside. Part of the reason why I think that men are becoming more feminized is because we have to do the women's work. I don't have a woman to do the housework. I have to do it. Unless I hire a maid. I can't really afford it, but so I do it. I hate cleaning the bathrooms. Doing the dishes, Cooking, but cleaning the bathrooms, laundry is I don't really like doing it. But honestly, it doesn't take much to maintain. Like, I could probably do like less than an hour of cleaning a week and be fine. Now, it's different when you got kids, little kids. That's different. It's a daily thing. But it's also on to you to teach them to be organized and not make a mess as well. One thing I want to get out real quick is women are easily deceived, and whether you believe in the Bible or not, one of the stories was Adam and Eve, and she took the apple. She was easily deceived. We could all be we could all be living in Eden right now, but we're not because of women. Isn't it kind of funny how there was this thing that women won't date a man unless he's got an Apple phone? Isn't that kind of funny? Isn't that kind of ironic? But yeah, I think it's not shocking. I'm definitely not shocked by anything that women are nowadays. In fact, I'm more shocked if they want to be stay-at-home moms and wives. I'm more shocked with that. I'm more shocked when I see a woman like actually covering herself, because that's supposed to be for me. Like if I'm married to you or you're my girlfriend, that's supposed to be special to me. Not everybody else gets to see it. Not everybody else gets to experience it. Why would I put my life on the line for somebody who's just sleeping with a bunch of different guys, and I have to be okay with that? And that's what basically we're getting to. And we're depressed. A lot of men, especially men that look like me, we feel so like neutered in society. We can't say what we want. We can't tell the truth. You know, I remember when I was dating, I would kind of like, I would change my profile to cater to a certain woman that I thought was interesting, and that's not how we should be doing things. Women need to cater to us. I I don't understand why they have to be in every one of our spaces. Now they're like play-by-play broadcasters. That's the last thing I want to hear is a woman talking about sports. When I don't watch sports, but like it does show up on my video games. I don't want to hear them doing the play. Now they do a little sideline reporting, whatever. But when they're like doing the play-by-play, like I don't want to hear them talk. I don't want to hear them talking about politics. I want to hear them talking about the food that they make. Yeah. They're really just kind of like uninteresting, boring people, to be honest. They're not really. I'm not saying that there hasn't been some really great women that have done some really great things, and there has been. That's pretty dumb to say that they have. But I'm talking the general population of women. I just find so boring. I really like if I try to have a conversation with them, it has to be superficial. It has to be fake, superficial. Can't talk about real things. You know, I've been single for a while now. Technically, I haven't lived with a woman since 2015, or a woman's lived with me. Now, you know, when you get off of work, you like to come home and talk to somebody about your day. Sometimes, you know, we don't want to because we're tired, but there's things that happen at work and interactions with people you kind of want to get like a second opinion on, and you know what I mean? Who do I turn to for that? Well, I've been turning to AI. So it's not the romantic type of thing where people like, you're an incel. No, it's not romantic at all. It's straightforward. Hey, this is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. This is what's going on in my life. Blah, 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 blah. I need more information to try to make a better choice. Am I blowing things out of proportion? Here's what's happening. Am I blowing it out of proportion? It's a second opinion. And I think that you're going to see more and more of this. So, like, this is why I said that women are screwed in the future. The more that technology advances, like, you only bring your you only bring everything that AI can replace other than, like, physical intimacy, which a lot of you don't seem to want anything to do with us unless we're like top 1-5% of men out here. I think that they've been duped. They don't even see it. They've been brainwashed. Completely brainwashed. It's kind of sad. I wish that like we could change that. I think that there's I think that all these women who are comfortable right now being, strong, independent women, they're going to have a really rough future ahead of them. That's what I think. I think that their attention on the internet will go down. I hope it goes down, because why are you giving this person attention when you can just give AI attention and get more benefits? Hey, at least AI interacts with me. AI is going to keep getting better and better. And it seems like jobs are toxic because women work there. The workforce is toxic because women work there. I feel like I have to walk on eggshells around them. I don't know if they're having a bad day. They might take things the wrong way, and I go to HR, so I try not to interact with them unless let them come and talk to me. I ain't going out of my way for them. Yeah, you used to be able to go to work and say crude jokes and everything like that, but you can't really do that no more because a woman might come or a weak man might come and overhear you, and then you're in. It's just like, dude, why do you have to be into everything? Why can't you create your own space? Some spaces need to be men only. We don't need you in every single space. Go knit. There's nothing wrong with that. Go cook, go clean, go do something, figure it out. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. It needs to be done. And here's the thing. If women evolve past the hypergamy crap, if they evolve past that and they're like, hey, I'm making a ton of money, I don't need a guy with high status that makes more money than me, or at least the same. No, I can go ahead and, not look down at my man because I don't want to do this job and I don't want to outsource to daycare because I don't want some strangers raising my kids. So I have the husband. He's a good man. He protects us. He does it. I make a lot, but they won't. They won't. They just they're taking up all these high paying jobs, and then they look around. They're like, there's nobody to date because they refuse to date down. I'll date down. You think that if I had $1 billion, you think that I wouldn't date some Subway woman that works at Subway? You think I wouldn't? Don't care about what she does. No, but women, they do, because they care about what other people perceive of them. They don't care about their own personal happiness. It's just, how does everyone else perceive me? They just care too much about what everyone else thinks about them. One should be like, well, okay, hey, everyone thinks highly of you now, but you're miserable in your own life. So what? Your parents don't think highly of you, but who cares? You can't have it all. You can't. Something's gonna suffer. Being a mom and being a and being a wife, it should be your number one thing. It should be your number one ambition. Everything else is for what? For fake shit? For stuff that you can lose in a fire, or for money that you can lose one day? You can't take it with you. What are you going to eat when you pass away? You're not going to take it with you. The real value is passing things on to your kids. That's the real value, not stuff you accumulate right now. so it gets old, decrepit. It's just, so you have to keep getting something new. You have to keep replacing. It's just, is it worth it? Is it worth to be old and by yourself? And a lot of them will be. So, I don't know if this video makes any sense, but I think a lot of us are just tired. And if we men stop working, we stop doing these hard jobs, which we don't get much reward for, I don't think that women understand how fast society will collapse on them. So they're sitting up here with in their egos, in their pride. Like, I as a man, and I'm pretty independent, strong man, but I have to rely on other men. I don't take my trash to the dump myself. I don't go and try, like, go get water myself. I don't get electricity myself. Like, I rely on other men to do stuff for me. And all these office administrative jobs are just going to be gone. They're kind of pointless to have them right now. I don't know why we still have them. I guess we have them to keep our economy floating. Maybe that's why we're keeping. But a lot of these jobs we just don't really need anymore. We can have AI, and a lot of these jobs are dominated by women. It's like, you have this big group of people relying on just like a few, and it needs to turn the other way around.